Complete video of intensive culture system in aqua farming. The video I created an overview of intensive tilapia farming. This was my concept. This farm do not exist. The video is not endorsing anybody or a product. It is pure for educational purpose. I asked the former president of American Tilapia Association, Mr. Ray DeWandel, for comments, as he was the one of the more knowledgeable people in the aquaculture industry and an authority on the subject 2006. He opined that the appropriate agency for distribution is the American Tilapia Association because it is beneficial to the aquaculture industry. Note: Google search will only endorse the most relevant and important topic in their first window from 1 to 20. Usually. Aquaculture. An overview of intensive tilapia farming in Coachella Valley, Riverside County, California, USA. Researched and written and narrated by Efren Maulino Tejaman. No warranties. The viewers should be well aware that this documentation is just that an overview of tilapia farming in Coachella Valley, California, USA, and the videographer possibly documented for 4 years whatever he have observed and seen in the most objective and balanced manner possible. Accordingly, the videographer had spent a lot of time and effort researching and reading books, magazines, and articles about aquaculture, and the viewers may not rely on any statement in associated from this documentation as a definite opinion in or any given situation, or even to the scope of applicable aqua farming. Neither the videographer nor the distributor make any warranty that any information from this documentation is accurate or appropriate for any specific purpose or use. Any question should be consulted to any authority regarding aquaculture. Table of contents. Video is approximately 25 minutes, and these are the following topics. Number 1, Introduction to Intensive Culture System. Number 2, History and Origin of Tilapia, including classifications. Number 3, Natural Spawning and Morphology. Number 4, broodstock preparations and conditioning for synchronous spawning. Number 5, broodstock development, three-way crossing. Number 6, collections of eggs for artificial incubation. Number 7, hatchery. Number 8, hatchery, artificial incubation, and fry collections. Number 9, water chemistry and other factors affecting the growth of fish or tilapia. Number 10, modular stocking of tilapia from fry, fingerling, juvenile to grow out tanks to market. Number 11, different types of feeding and feeders. Number 12, definition of circular concrete tank being a self-cleaning tank. Number 13, harvesting and grading system. Number 14, waste management and water exchange. Number 15, transporting produce to live market. Introduction. Intensive culture system requires relatively good, if not advanced technical know-how, highly skilled workers, good equipments and instrumentations, and a very good financial backup to sustain a high stocking density. Keeping and growing tilapia from fry to stacker size entails a lot of responsibilities, which means an expenditure of money but also time. Through continuous innovation and research, many problems are solved in intensive culture system, but greatly affected financially those privately funded commercial developments. Serious efforts towards practical and efficient tank design and understanding harnessing the available natural resources reduce the production costs. Tilapia, native to Africa and Middle East, captured and fished since biblical times. In Israel, they are called St. Peter fish. The ancient Egyptians bred and raised them as source of food. The capacity of tilapia to adapt to a wide range of environmental situations surpasses that practically all other fish species. It is precisely this capability that has resulted in their being used as an important food source in many tropical countries, where they are now farmed like carp or trout in Europe and North America. Tilapia, the second most common farm-raised food fish in the world. The development of quality broodstock is one of the key in the success of intensive tilapia farming. Three-way crossing of different species of tilapia is usually done. The species that are most commonly reared in aquaculture are in genus Orychromis. These include the Nile tilapia, Orychromis niloticus, the Mozambique tilapia, Orychromis mozambicus, the blue tilapia, Orychromis aureus, and Orychromis hornorum. The main objective of broodstock development is to tailor-fit it to the condition of the existing water of the farm, temperature, environmental and nutritional requirements to achieve the maximum growth rate from fry to stacker size the shortest time possible. Record keeping of the length-weight relationship, growth rate potential to age is a must to every farm. By religiously monitoring and recording this important data will be your barometer in the eggs production during spawning. In industrialized tilapia farming, breeders should produce uniform offspring, meaning like you are growing only one tilapia or two, which numbers in million. Male and female tilapia are meticulously inspected by the highly trained technician. The female tilapia are separated from the male and put into conditioning tank, thus triggering gonadal atresia. Being able to do synchronous spawning, production of eggs is maximized. Broodstock has always maintained on high protein diet to maintain production of quality eggs, thus resulting to healthy fry. Male tilapia begins courtship display in front of the female. Only the male takes an initiative in courtship, while the female plays merely a passive role. Female tilapia responded to courting. Male banded monogamous pair remain together until the fertilized eggs is picked up by the female, and the male tilapia will immediately look for another female and will readily mate again. Almost all tilapia are mouth brooders, where one of the parents takes up the eggs into its mouth for hatching. Cannibalism between fingerlings and fry are high among tilapia. The fingerlings will eat anything alive that is near, even fry. The female tilapia looks after the fry until they are able to swim around independently. The female tilapia will open her mouth as a refuge whenever any danger threatens the young. The spawning pond sex ratio is 1:3. Tilapia eggs are collected from the mouth of the female tilapia for artificial incubation. Bear in mind that production of eggs in intensive tilapia farming is stronger than grow out of tilapia. The accurate record of spawning are very important in investigating the environmental or behavioral requirements needed for successful production of eggs may depend on being able to replicate these special circumstances that trigger spawning are multifactorial, consisting perhaps of combination of factors such as water temperature, presence of natural food for the survival of the fry, photoperiod, and change in water chemistry. The female tilapia, where eggs are collected, are transferred to conditioning tank in preparation for another spawning. Reproductive success or hatchability must be done within the age classes and on fish of similar sizes. Breeders should produce 80 to 100% male offspring, and sex reversal should not be more than 20%. Tilapia hatchery. Collected tilapia eggs are immediately processed by highly trained technicians for artificial incubation. Environmental changes plays a diverse part in the levels of stress felt, and the acclimatization to hatchery water condition should be done gradually. Unwanted debris, scales, and fingerlings are carefully separated from the eggs and fry. Continuous supply of clean water with a constant temperature between 26 and 28 degrees centigrade is maintained within the hatchery. Hatched fry are carefully separated from the eggs before pouring the eggs on the incubator jar. The most common method of incubating tilapia eggs is in modified McDonald jar. The jar is a tube within a tube, designed to allow circulating water to enter the bottom of the jar to keep the eggs in circular motion, carrying eggs out of the jar. Newly hatched swim-up fry are carried out of the jar by the upwelling water currents. Unhatched and hatched eggshells are immediately removed to prevent any contamination of water, which will be the cause of disease. This to ensure the survivability of the newly hatched fry. Once the fry start feeding, they are fed with high-protein diet every 2 hours, and eaten food and waste are immediately removed from the tank. Fry are moved to 30-footer circular tank where natural food is also available. They are still maintained on high-protein diet. Water suitable for growing fish or tilapia is a complex soup consisting of gases, minerals, solids, and many different organisms. The combinations and proportions of these components and the resulting levels of, example, acidity, alkalinity, and hardness, salinity, and nitrogen for the type of fish you want to grow are vital for the long-term health of your tank. So managing the water chemistry of your tank involves first designing your tank from the outset with the correct basic materials, and then what source of water you are going to use, the amount of water, and its availability. And then monitoring water quality regularly so that you can spot and correct problems very early on. On this way, the fish or other inhabitants will not be subjected to any significant stress. It is true to say that the health of any fish is closely related to the health of its environment. The big circular tank, the water is aged, and natural food are cultured. Once the fingerlings reach the 10 grams weight and the length of 1 inch, they are weighed and sampled in preparation for transfer to grow-out tank. Same age and sizes should be observed, the date when it was transferred, and what tank should be recorded, and every 2 weeks the growth rate should be monitored. Acclimatization to the water condition and tank environment should be done gradually. This is an SOP in every transfer of fish. Fish, like all animals, require a well-balanced diet, including protein, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, and minerals. In intensive tilapia farming, feeds, especially the high protein needed for growth from priority stacker size, comprises 30 to 60% of the total operating costs. By efficiently growing natural food that contains the much needed protein for growth, will greatly reduce the expenses for manufactured piecemeals, especially the high protein feeds. Dissolved oxygen, pH, ammonia, and nitrites is checked daily, including the water temperature of the tank on different places. Feeding of supplemental protein diet is maintained every day to assure their target date of marketable size is achieved. Continuous supply of water coming from geothermal deep well is maintained. These are some of the environmental requirements needed by tilapia to stay healthy. Hard alkaline water, 250 milligrams per liter, calcium carbonate, constant temperature of 26 degrees centigrade with a pH range of 8.6 to 9.2. Remember that the grow-out tank used in growing fish in aquaculture has no or little ecosystem balance. Grow-out tank controlled environment focus on dissolved oxygen, waste management, and redox ability of water to ionization. Stacker-sized tilapia are harvested and transferred to high stocking density circular tank. The stacker size are transferred to the grow-out tank for marketable size tilapia. A 100-footer concrete circular tank with a high stocking density, a 5 horsepower flywheel is kept running 24/7. Demand feeders are used for feeding tilapia. It delivers the feeds through continuous trickles of small amount of feeds due to the pendulum-like movement created by the water current. Circular tank used in intensive tilapia farming are self-cleaning. Flushing of the accumulated waste in the center of the tank should be done regularly. To maintain the healthiness of the water suitable for growing tilapia, only the locally grown tilapia can supply the live market, and it can't supply the needed demand of the market to date. After all the money and time spent in growing tilapia to market size, a very efficient grading and harvesting system that minimizes stress and will not damage the scales and mucus of tilapia should be taken in serious consideration by every tilapia farm selling their produce live to the end consumers. A high stocking density level circular tank containing marketable size tilapia is being prepared for harvesting. An original idea for harvesting and grading system I designed for circular tank exceeded the farm's expectation and proved to significantly less traumatic to tilapia harvested for market. By minimizing stress and damage to the scales and mucus, you produce a high-quality tilapia, uniform in size, and consistent product that can demand a competitive price. Tilapia remain calmly in the water while smaller fish swim through the smooth surface of the grading bars, and the marketable size just turn away, which do not scrape the scales and the mucus. The harvesting grading process need not be unduly stressful or physically traumatizing to the workers or tilapia. By taking control of the grading process, you deliver more fish because you can sort more tilapia with less time and labor. Do in few hours what took all day to do before. Holding tank for tilapia, ready for market. Early morning loading is done since water temperature is lower and favorable to fish. Transporting your produce to outlet can be extremely stressful. Water temperature, dissolved oxygen, and ionized ammonia, and other ways that may contaminate the quality of water inside your tank should be monitored. Transport tank should be always monitored along the way. Delivery of live tilapia to outlets is twice a week. You must have a very good transport system in your delivery. The storage system of live market in the United States is an aquarium. The outlet only orders the amount needed to be consumed 3 to 4 days. The total health, wholesome appearance, and survivability of tilapia inside the aquarium of the outlet where they display or produce will dictate its desirability to the end consumers. United States market was the most demanding consumers. They want a quality produce, tastier and safer fish to eat. The price they are willing to pay to ensure what they're eating is beneficial to their health and well-being.